Hey guys, Vegan Cyclist. So today I'm talking about high cycling and some affordable carbon wheels. Carbon wheels are super duper expensive, and so when you find some wheels that are maybe not $2 a set or $3 a set, you can kind of question sometimes like why are they cheaper? Is there some downside to them? All that stuff. So I'm going to kind of talk about this company. I'm going to talk about my experience with these wheels. I'm also going to talk about what I've ridden in the past, giving me some kind of context to actually talk about this. So I've had these 60 mil deep dish wheels for about a month and a half now. I freaking love them. They're amazing. They're super duper wide, and that's kind of the new trend right now, is going with more of a wider footprint. Actually, like, that improves rolling resistance, you know, it helps you out in that way instead of versus the old mindset of like super tiny thin, you know, reduces your footprint and reduces your rolling resistance. Actually been shown to not really be that true. But okay, so I had some Fulcrum aluminum wheels. These are like my training wheels, and then for a long time I had the IRT 50 deep dish. These were like my racing wheels. The Fulcrum aluminum wheels, I've always had so much trouble with aluminum wheels like getting out of true. I've ridden my IRT carbons for a year, almost 2 years, and I've never had an issue with it getting out of true or like spoke issues. But with the aluminum, man, it's just like all the time it's going out of true. This ended up just basically every time I rode it, it would get out of true. So I needed a new set of wheels. These are two other sets of carbon wheels that I've borrowed from another racer. One, these humongous deep dish HED wheels, more for like TT. And then also his like tubular Mavic. These are super light. So I've ridden like really high-end, ultra expensive tubular carbon wheels. And so I kind of like have a gauge of how those feel. Basically what high means is, it's like an old English word for like speed, hence like the ride with speed, right? So that's kind of what that means. But man, these wheels are so amazing. On High Cycling's website, they kind of talk a little bit about the carbon, and it's like military grade carbon. They have a year warranty. They do like crash replacement wheels. Everything's made in America. Okay, so let's really quick break this down into like price, performance, looks, and durability. All right, so I kind of ruined my name and with the Oakley video, right? Like, it might come across as like, well, if I'm promoting or advocating some like affordable carbon rims, it's like, well, what is that, from China? You know what I mean? Like, why are these inexpensive versus like a set of Zips or, you know, Reynolds, like wheels that are like $4 And I think a lot of it comes down to like marketing, right? Like Zip, Reynolds, Mavic, and these huge companies, they spend millions of dollars a year to advertise their product. So say if like this product and a Mavic wheel are identical, if High Cycling doesn't spend millions of dollars in advertising a year and Mavic does, Mavic has to make their price higher, right? Their profit margin is going to be slimmer because they're putting more money out. So if you can find a company, and this just goes with everything, if you can find a company that doesn't do a lot of advertising, you're most likely gonna get a better product for a better price. Just how it is. So for a brand new set of carbon clinchers, 60s, as you go down in size, I think that it's anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 for a set of these wheels. That's 2 wheels, hubs, spokes, everything ready to go. That's pretty much like a 4 out of 5. Because obviously, I guess it could be a little bit cheaper, but again, when you start to go cheaper, you know, you're gonna start getting into that like China carbon, which you definitely don't want to do, especially on your wheels, right? You don't want to mess with that. Like fake sunglasses, fake Oakley sunglasses from China, not that big of a deal. I'm not riding on them. But when I'm like putting my life on the line for, you know, on these wheels, I want them to be good carbon. And again, military grade carbon is what they say on their website. All right, so performance. My IRTs are super skinny. They're really, really skinny. Versus these are way fatter. And I wouldn't think that would do a huge difference, but like definitely in like crits, like criteriums, which I do a lot of, they're always around. The fact that it's like a thicker rim, you put like a 25 mil tire on there, with it being ultra wide, it gives you like a better like roll. So like when you're going into a turn, you just feel like you have more time to kind of get feedback from the tire. I've never really been a big fan of like leaning it over in crits, even though I race street bikes, right? I've drugged my knee on the ground at like 180 miles an hour. With this guy, I just don't have any like confidence in how skinny it is. And so when this is a little bit wider, and I know that I have like probably a better rubber on this than I do that, but still, the performance of this wheel, it's stiffer than my IRTs. It doesn't have as much like X motion or whatever, like X-axis motion when I'm like putting power down. And like I said, compared to the tubulars, the ultra expensive tubulars that I've ran, this feels like a tubular. I wouldn't really be able to say that I knew any difference between this and a tubular on an ultra expensive rim, which is amazing, because I definitely felt a difference between the tubulars to my IRT clenchers. I can't tell a difference between this and the tubulars. 5 out of 5 on the performance, for sure. All right, so for aesthetics, looks, anything deep I think is gonna look super dope. I'm not a huge fan of the logo. When I saw them on the website, I was kind of like, and you could get like an option to go with like a blacked out logo, and I almost sort of wanted to go with that. And it's nothing against, I don't know. I think there's like some really neat designs out there that people are starting to do with wheels that just appeal to me or my demographic more than this. This is like super clean. The carbon is like just like a stealth black. Once I got these on the bike, I don't know. I mean, they definitely look way better on the bike than they did off the bike. But really, that's my only gripe with these wheels is just, I guess, the logo and the design on the whole outer side. Maybe it could be a little more hipster, but that's just, you know, that's just me. So 3 out of 5 on the looks. All right, so durability. Now, I've only ran these for about a month and a half, so I couldn't really tell you that like I've ridden them for years and they're still holding up, but I've definitely taken these off-road multiple times. I ride around the lake with my son, and I have gotten a couple flats on just with bad luck. So I have I definitely feel like I've put the carbon to the test in that respect, not like longevity. So I definitely, I don't know how they're gonna I don't know how they're gonna hold up for years to come, but definitely right now, like the way that these feel compared to my IRTs, and I know that these IRTs are like a couple years old, so IRT may have like updated their design and their structure and that sort of thing, so it's like hard because you're comparing like brand new technology to a little bit old technology. But when you ride these, you feel indestructible. They don't, like, your road bike feels like it can go over a lot. So 4 out of 5 on durability, at least short-term durability. All right, so the main takeaways on these are the ultra width. Love how wide these are. It makes my tire like even extra wide. It's fantastic. Weight-wise, they're not really any heavier or lighter. I wouldn't say that like lightweight is like the big selling point. It's more about aerodynamics and stiffness and then handling with these. But High Cycling does have like much lighter wheels on their website. You can get like a straight climber's wheel instead of going deep. They even have mountain bike wheels. And I want to say this is like definitely an honest review. I have ridden ultra expensive wheels, tubulars, the highest end wheel you can ride, and I've ran really cheap wheels. And so if you're a bruh on a budget, but you're still wanting to get like good performance and like other than your frame, right? Like, so your frame is like a big part of performance, but then your wheels are the next biggest thing. So if you're gonna wanna like improve, like spend money to like go faster and have a better ride and make like mechanical gains, like a new set of wheels is gonna be a phenomenal investment. Like for me, how to invest in your bike would be like power meter, for sure. Good frame set, good wheels, seat, handlebars, you know, components, all that sort of stuff. But so like definitely like this is a big investment, right? Like your wheels are most your bike, and I would highly recommend these. They're affordable, they're stiff, they're dope. Check them out. As always, guys, Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.